Alright, what's going on, everybody? Coming at you with a trade recap. We were done for the day, finished at 9:58 for a total day P&L of 5,000 on the dot, which is pretty cool. So let's get into why I took this trade. So coming into today, I was super bullish, believe it or not. I was sort of like on the fence between bullish and bearish, but I was leaning bullish. And let's go over the daily buys right here. So I said, bullish for today, we have a bearish external SMT, so we may sell off at open, but I like London low and the unfilled hourly gap below as a draw. We reacted off the daily gap well on both assets and have been pushing ever since. If we could pull back at open, blah, blah, blah. So what do? We pull back at open, but definitely more than I was expecting us to. So we get this pullback at open, and immediately I'm like, all right, maybe we'll get a long off London. Nope, maybe we'll get a long off this hourly. Nope, maybe we'll get a long, and we just kept on displacing. I believe we bled like 230 points or something. No, 200 on the dot. So what do we do here? So we run this hourly low on, we run this hourly low on NQ and ES. ES with a beautiful wick in respect of this hourly, while NQ sort of displaced through it and went for this next one. But this next one is over here on ES, so we got an hourly sweep of both assets, but also an hourly SMT, which is pretty rare. As well as this, we were absolutely tanking to the downside at open, obviously, so we were opening up 5-minute unfilled gaps. And I felt if we could get a strong reaction here with this external SMT, with NQ and ES sweeping liquidity, sweeping lows, then we can at least pull back to a 5-minute. So what happens? As you can see, we get the external SMT, and then we get an internal SMT on the 30-second here. Right here, a very tight one. We ran out this low on the 30-second here and made this SMT because we run it out on ES, but not on NQ. We didn't hit it there. And then we had this huge 1 minute and 30-second gap. I closed on the 30-second. We got this great momentum candle close. And then just what the actual fuck was this? We were in this trade way longer than we needed to be. My initial target was the unfilled 5-minute above, and then this high was my break-even point. So what happened? Really good reaction off the gap. As you could see, like this is where we entered, right here on this candle. Look at that. Beautiful respect of the hourly on ES and NQ, and respecting the SMT, and making an internal SMT, and getting a momentum close above the gap. Great break-even point, great target, being an unfilled gap above. What happens? We chop for 5 minutes straight, just about, even more actually, about 6 minutes straight, right? We come down and we actually inverse this 30-second, but continued to respect the 1 minute bullish gap that we made. This wick was a little scary, but I believe this was this accumulation, manipulating down, respecting the 1 minute, and then distributing. Holy shit, I can't say that word. So we hit our break even, and then like I said, I was going for the 5 minute. Why did I get out early? Well, it's pretty simple. As you can see, we hit the 5 minute right here, right on this candle. So we ended up trailing, and I believe we got like right here, I think. Stop was right at the low, actually. So it was 1-to-1 basically exactly, because we put in this SMT at the highs, and ES hit the 5 minute before NQ did, which can cause reactions. And as you can see, this couldn't have been a better exit, because if we didn't exit at this SMT, we would have gotten stopped break even right over here. So just a beautiful entry and exit using momentum. Great targets with the unfilled gaps above, everything really working out the plan. So I really like this trade, external and internal SMT, hourly sweep on both assets. The main lesson of this trade that I would say is just be attentive towards the S&P. Always look at both assets, because you know, if you didn't see this, you would be like, but like we just ran that hourly before on NQ, I don't know. If you're not using SMTs and you're not looking at what gaps and lows and highs ES is respecting along with NQ, then you're just going to only have one part of the story. You want to have the whole narrative built out so that you can see if we're going to actually continue to reverse or distribute to a certain liquidity pool. Great job buying this SMT and getting out. It's a vet move. And yeah, we caught about 50 points on the NASDAQ before 10 a.m. So that was the trade.